So some of the main or most easy to get into use cases for AI, those are going to be things that have a direct correlation to improving your bottom line. So helping with EBITDA, helping improve, increase the number of leads that you're getting, increase your brand awareness or your brand and the awareness of your brand. It's going to be outreach, so think about the startup founder, bootstrapped, trying to get more logos, more businesses. They're working on the tech, they're working on the business, and they also have to do sales, they have to do marketing, and they don't necessarily, every dollar that they spend on sales and marketing, they're not able to spend in developers to help their product, right? To grow it, to add capability, functionality, improve that or reduce the technical debt, whatever that may look like, right? Add features, all that. So imagine if you had, it's using AI is similar to what we've done in the past with outsourcing. So hiring a US-based resource, for obvious reasons, is more expensive than hiring one out of the Philippines or out of India and other places. It doesn't mean that their value is not as good, it's just cost of living is different there. So it's even the same here in the US. Like hiring a resource in San Francisco is more expensive than hiring a resource in Columbus, Ohio. And it's not because that person in Columbus is not as capable or they have a different skill set. Many times it's just because of the cost of living. So hiring a resource in those more expensive places means you have to pay more for them to be able to justify taking that role and doing that work. So long story short, how does AI play into this? AI plays into this because I can outsource. It doesn't mean that I don't need those resources or ever need to hire people. It just means that maybe I can push out that requirement to actually hire somebody internally to a later date. Or maybe I can hire one resource where traditionally I would have had to have multiple to really effectively do it. Now I can hire one and I can use things like AI and automations to do a lot more work. So make that employee more efficient. A great analogy of this is, back in the 1900s, 1800s, we built houses with manual tools. The tools, the time it took to build a house was a long time. It took really skilled people, and the time that it took to do that was a lot. So now with power tools, with air compressors and battery operated tools and better screws and technology, you can build a house a lot faster. We've templatized it. We know what it is. We build the boards, all the things are more efficient to build out and faster. So I can do it with less skilled labor and a smaller team. Or if I want to double down on the team, then I build them faster. So a team can build a house in a week or a couple of weeks or a month or whatever that looks like, depending on what they're building, obviously. And then I don't have to have as many people, or I don't have to have the same skill set. So same thing, HVAC company. Obviously HVAC companies are not really probably super deep into technology. That doesn't mean that they don't need it. They're probably just outsourcing that stuff. So they're hiring a marketing agency. Maybe they've got an office manager that's managing leads. They've got, maybe they're paying a sales team, commission-based type stuff to do outreach and reach out to those customers. But imagine the benefit of AI is how much of that can I streamline and automate so that by the time I do the outreach, I find a potential customer, I've already gotten warm interactions with them, and then by the time I hand it to an actual person, it's already warm. So they've taken 10 or 15 steps, and all of that is time out of the requirement of a person to do, so I can do more. That means I can do more outreach. That means I can have more interactions and more conversations. I can talk to more people, and I can qualify them, right? So that's the value add of the AI and automation model, and it really works in anything. Real estate agents, tech startups, CPAs, it doesn't really matter. It's just, how can you find the things, the tedious tasks that you feel comfortable to outsource to an automation and AI, and you start small. You don't start with just turning over all your sales and marketing to AI and flip the switch. You start out with basic things and small things that you're comfortable with, something that you would be comfortable giving to an intern, something you'd be comfortable giving to a new hire, something that doesn't take a lot of skill. You can create that easy, repeatable process, and then you can up level it, right? Just like you would a new hire. In the beginning, you're going to give them simple tasks. And as they get better, you'll add more complex things on top of it. As you understand your business process better, as you understand what the next things that you need are, you can train those things, just like an employee, to do more complex tasks. And as you get more comfortable, it's amazing how far you can take it, and how much efficiencies this opens. I don't see this as displacing people. Obviously, some of these roles, the entry-level type stuff, I won't need as many people to do them. That just means that you're gonna, if you are that entry-level type person, you need to be able to understand and work with technology, because these AI capabilities are not going away. So embrace them. Figure out how you can be part of the solution, so you can go to these places. If the HVAC company has an AI, how could you go in as an intern or an employee and say, hey, I can help make that more efficient?